Before I start, I would like to thank the people who encouraged me to create this channel. It's my first time creating a YouTube platform for a niche that I'm particularly interested. I hope that you can help me grow this place into a robust community where we can discuss philosophies, ideas, and other related matters in general without all the hate and toxicity happening on the internet right now. Hitting the like and subscribe buttons will already be a big help. Without further ado, let's get started. Today's economy is rough for everyone and the world itself. According to the World Economic Forum, the global economy is currently tattered because of multifaceted issues, such as climate change, inflation, and the ongoing war in Europe. Experts called this as the polycrisis. And I also have to mention that all of these things are taking place while the world is still recovering from the devastating effects of the COVID-19 pandemic. At the same time, the rise of artificial intelligence, such as ChatGPT, has led to drastic changes in the job market. The site Zitpia mentioned that it is expected that at least 1 billion jobs could be overtaken by AI and make around 375 million jobs obsolete in the next decade. Admittedly, it is difficult to adapt to these rapid changes happening around us right now. Even the most adaptable and optimistic ones will still experience difficulties in keeping track of their lives, especially their finances. Uncertainty is all over the place, and it is a situation that most of us are dealing with right now. Being in a financial crisis isn't just a quick episode. It could last for several years or decades. So how can a person who are in this depressing state bounce back by applying Stoicism? But first, let me discuss Stoicism and how it is different from other modern life stances. Stoicism is an age-old philosophy. It was initiated by great minds like Marcus Aurelius, Lucius Seneca, Epictetus, and Zeno of Citium. Most of these notable individuals didn't really live smooth like butter lives. For example, Aurelius, who is known as the last good emperor of Rome, experienced many difficulties in his reign. His era was tainted with plague, revolt, and warfare, especially in the part where he had to mourn the death of his wife and the realization that his son was not the person he was hoping for. Still, Aurelius embraced these situations. He accepted them as facts and didn't have any regrets or wishful thoughts. These adversities didn't change him, the way he lived his life, and the way he ruled his people. These historical facts are important anchors that will help you differentiate Stoicism from modern life stances. For example, Stoicism isn't similar to toxic positivity. It's not a principle that a person should be overly positive, especially when placed in a circumstance where taking action is more important than feeling alright. It isn't also a religion or a cult. It is just a set of practices that anyone could apply, regardless of who they believe in. Instead, Stoicism is about having a good grip on reality, not letting it go despite the difficulties, and taking prudent actions when it is needed. So how can Stoicism become a strong anchor for people who are in a financial crisis? One of the important things I've learned about Stoicism is focusing on what you can control. Before I embraced the Stoic life, I typically overreacted whenever I encountered problems or difficulties. Most of the time, my thoughts and reactions were always overboard. I assume situations that didn't happen yet and take on factors that I don't really have any control over. If you are in a financial crisis right now, don't ever think that it happened because of you unless you are really the cause of it. For example, being lazy, spending money on wasteful stuff, and living a life beyond your means. These are factors that you can actually control, change, and overturn. However, if your current difficulties are caused by things that are beyond you, then it's quite pointless to exert the effort of fixing or addressing them. I mean, can you really prevent a business closure because of a war or a layoff because of low company profits? Instead of going head to head with those big stuff, put your focus on the things that are tangible and within your reach. If you lost your job, then look for another one. If you think that your skills are already outdated for the current job market, then upgrade them. If nothing works, then maybe it's high time to do a career shift. It's It's a scary move, but it might be the best decision that you'll ever make. At the same time, Stoics are known to be mindful of their situation. So if you are in a tough spot right now, learn to budget, control your cash flow, and invest in things that have solid returns. A good example here is investing in oneself. In relation to the first point I've discussed, the relevance of Stoicism to modern problems lies in its principle of acceptance and detachment. But what does this mean, and how can it help someone cope with their financial dealings? Stoicism teaches people to accept reality as it is. Whatever situation you are in, you should embrace it entirely. But the truth is, it is easier said than done, especially if your current reality is bitter and trouble-ridden. Accepting the fact that you have lost your job or means of income isn't an easy pill to swallow. However, Stoicism enforces the idea that we need to accept these difficulties as well. The same thing as how we accept success and victories. And it is very important to do so. After all, what comes with acceptance should be detachment. Once you have accepted that your finances aren't good right now, you will be able to detach yourself from excessive desires and attachments to material possessions. Do you know why it is difficult to be in a financial crisis? It's because of the thoughts that you will lose access to the pleasures that you usually have. The nice cars, the lavish vacations, the expensive eat-outs. Those are the things that you are afraid to lose. Of course, you also fear that people will leave or reject you because your social status suddenly crashed. These are the things that you need to detach from. For example, if you know that your money is limited, then you will be able to force yourself to stop spending on things that you don't actually need at the moment. Instead of shopping on the weekend, you stay home and do other productive stuff. Financial difficulties are really draining. But if you keep a stoic mindset, you will be able to see the landscape, accept what there is, and cope properly. Eventually, you will be able to adjust your lifestyle in a way that is fitting to your current capacities. You'll enjoy the simple life, and that will help you gain the confidence to move forward and strive for better things. Another aspect of Stoicism that people need whenever dealing with financial difficulties is resilience. Embracing a stoic lifestyle enabled me to develop mental and emotional resilience. Whenever things don't go my way, I learned how to endure them. Instead of complaining or crying, I opted to accept unfavorable situations and endure their repercussions. Now, resilience is different from being just merely optimistic. Optimism gradually disintegrates under pressure. On the other hand, resilience stays, and it gets stronger as the days go by. If you are in a financial crisis, your life will be going to be difficult. You will lose your basic luxuries in life. At some point, you have to get hungry and sleep with a churning stomach. You will fear that your children can't go to school anymore. You will worry that your wife might suddenly leave you. And amidst those anxieties, you will spend your waking hours looking for opportunities to earn. And those are the times that will push you to the brink of giving up. But don't. While it is easier to just surrender, keep on enduring. Accept the setbacks with equanimity. In this way, you don't have to be in constant panic or anxiety. You are already in the middle of the storm, so what there's more to fear? Being a stoic will make you more resilient when the tides are against you. And by being resilient, they will be able to attain calmness and determination even if you are experiencing unfair hardships. When you are calm and collected, you will be able to devise plans and concrete actions that will help you navigate the rough waters. Remember, resiliency is the mindset of a survivor. Thank you for listening. I hope that you learned a lot from this video. If you have topics that you want to suggest for my next video, feel free to drop them in the comments section below. Also, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe buttons. They will mean a lot. Thank you and stay strong, fellow humans.